So I was looking around in the Xbox store and I decided to check out their top free games just to see, what are the people playing these days? What do we got that's free? And something I genuinely did not expect to see was a little Minecraft-inspired FPS game called Pixel Strike 3D. Now, initially, I thought this was the mobile game Pixel Gun 3D. No, it seems to be almost a kind of knockoff, or at least someone else remaking it because maybe they didn't like Pixel Gun 3D. I have actually looked on Steam at Pixel Gun 3D's reviews, and it seems that it's overall really mixed. A lot of people are really disappointed with how the game turned out over the years. So maybe, I don't know this for sure, but maybe Pixel Strike 3D is like a response to that. Maybe it's a competitor to it. I'm not exactly sure. But a Minecraft shooter... I gotta say, for being a Minecraft shooter, it's actually a lot of fun. And I downloaded it for the hell of it. Why not? It's free. But what it offers is shockingly expansive for a free-to-play Minecraft shooter. And it's far from perfectly, but honestly is more fun than some modern shooters I've been playing lately. It's got everything you'd want from an arena shooter. We've got the fast-paced jump into action playlist, the classic maps, including shameless rip-offs of Call of Duty maps like Nuketown and Shipment, as well as tons of original maps, fun weapons, and tons of skins and cosmetics you can buy. Before I get into things like that, how does the game actually feel to play? Well, I can't speak for mobile, but on Xbox and PC, the game feels pretty good to play. The movement is snappy and it feels good to jump around and shoot enemies. One thing I really don't like, though, is how heavy the aim assist is on Xbox. I would almost prefer to have it turned off entirely. It will sometimes lock onto an enemy and take away any skill of aiming. I'm serious, it's kind of hard to explain, but it sometimes feels like you could just get the kill and it wasn't really earned because the aim assist took care of it for you. It just feels very luck-based. Sometimes it works and sometimes it does nothing, pretty much. The gun themselves are pretty fun to shoot, aside from the wacky aim assist. The recoil feels pretty natural for a shooter, though some of them seem to be more popular than others. The Vector SMG is like the only SMG I see, other than like the MP5, because that's the one that all the noobs use. Other than that, I pretty much just see the M4 all the time and the Striker shotgun. Shotguns are considered secondaries in this game, which is really weird, but it kind of works for this. I've always been kind of put off by this idea since Modern Warfare 2 back in 2009. Those of you who were there will know my pain. But for this little mobile game, it's fine. Personally, I like a lot of the guns, but it's clear to me that speed wins. The faster you can kill an enemy, the better you will do. Gunfights often feel like a battle of who saw who first, and this is where some of the game's issues come to play. While I like the gunplay overall, the netcode has me dying around corners too often, and sometimes enemies look like they're facing away from me, but still manage to kill me. Some guns feel like pea shooters, while others seem to just drop me instantly. Something I do like, though, is how the game has crossplay. That's pretty cool. I found that most often I'm playing against other people on Xbox, which does make me feel a little less bad about stomping on noobs. There is no doubt that this game is made for kids, by the way, so I'm definitely like shooting children and I'm making their day much worse by being good at this game. And on it kind of being for kids, the art style is very Minecraft inspired and obviously made for kids, but many of the skins and weapons for the characters just kind of feel unserious, and that's pretty common for modern shooters, but I think there's a serious lack of disconnect there. Oftentimes when I'm playing something like Call of Duty and it's super modern, it's super gritty, it just feels weird to have like these goofy skins where it's like some bright and colorful texture on a soldier with a very serious gun. But here in a silly block game, I don't really feel that because it's already goofy. It's a very similar thing I had with X-Defiant, which it's already kind of goofy and therefore it doesn't really need to be serious and you don't get taken out of the experience. Something else I really enjoy is how quickly and easily you can hop into a game. All the different platforms feature a quick play playlist that drops you into the action within seconds. You will drop into a match instantly and there's like 10 seconds between each round. It features a variety of game modes, including the classics like Team Deathmatch, Free-for-All, and all that other kind of fun stuff, but it also has some more wacky ones like Showdown, which is just like knives and stuff like that. There's a couple other game modes in here like Infected, the COD classic, as well as Mosh Pit, which is a game mode where you respawn with different equipment each time you die. This is really fun and made leveling up a breeze. You see, you unlock new weapons and perks by leveling up your character, and as you do, you'll gain coins and you'll use those to buy attachments and skins for your guns. These coins can also be used to unlock weapons and perks early if you wish to do so. There is a second currency called credits, which are basically the premium currency of the game. You can use credits to buy fancier skins or the gold tier of the battle pass. You can also use it to buy extra loadouts, which is really weird and I don't like that. But I used all my credits on this because I want to have more loadouts as I play the game. It just makes sense. This game also features crates that you can earn after completing matches. Using the Lucky Dice perk increases your odds of getting a crate. Crates give one random cosmetic item that you can use to customize your character or your gun. Personally, I don't care for loot box gambling, so I'm not going to spend any fucking money on this. I'm not going to spend any money on this game anyway, but I don't care about these. I don't like them. It just gets kids addicted to gambling. It feels really gross that this is in a kid-oriented game. Moving on from quick play, there are a couple of playlists available. Honestly, it's shocking just how much content there is in this little game. We of course have a competitive playlist featuring the core game modes you'd expect in a shooter, stuff like Team Deathmatch, Free-for-All, King of the Hill, Bomb Defuse, or even Capture the Flag. This is all stuff you'd see in a typical COD game. Simply looking at the game modes, you can tell instantly what it's going to be, and you'll know what you'll be doing. This playlist and every other playlist features crossplay, so you'll likely be going up against dorky-ass kids on their phones, so have fun with that knowledge. But if you want a change of pace from the typical arena shooter action, you can always check out the casual playlist. This features tons of fun stuff. We have Elimination Game, which is just fucking Squid Games. We have a Party Mix mode where you can play a series of mini games. Death Run, which is like a parkour akin to something you'd see like in Roblox or something. Dinner Party, which I think is supposed to be Murder Mystery, even though I haven't seen it yet. And of course, a combat training mode so you can get used to playing the game. This is all really good stuff, and I found it to be pretty enjoyable. And of course, there is a custom games playlist where you can set up a game for you and your friends. I do, though, take issue with some of the things I've just talked about. Crossplay is really cool, and I like that it's there, but it being enabled by default and having no way to turn it off is pretty bad. This means, of course, that I'll be going up against everything from mobile users to keyboard and mouse players, and this is awful. For a playlist called competitive, it's not very competitive to have people who are using a mouse to aim against people using their phones. I'm fairly certain, too, that there are cheaters in this game. It's a free game that's kind of bound to be there. I had one particular match where I was getting sniped the moment I would respawn regardless of where I was. Cheaters always ruin the fun of the game, and Pixel Strike 3D does not feature kill cams, which makes it very difficult to tell who is cheating and who is actually just good at the game. Secondly, I do not like the idea of players being allowed to choose which team they are on when the match starts. This is very easy to manipulate. For example, let's say there is one player who is dominating the lobby. They get like 50 kills in a game of Team Deathmatch, something like that. I can choose on the next match to be on their team to ensure that I get the win. It's not very fun, and it can really take away from the balance of the game. Finally, map design is really hit or miss. There are some really good ones, like Shipment is pretty fun, and of course, Little Town is a remake of Nuketown, but some of these are really bad. Like Pirate's Cove is horrible. It is objectively very one-sided. If you control the ship, you control the map. Spawn killing happens constantly. Ancient City is again very one-sided. If your teammates stay in the manor at the top of the hill, you can easily flank around the back of the map to spawn kill your enemies over and over. I did this, and it works really well, and it's very, very fun. Don't get me wrong, some of the maps are great, some of them feel really good. Warehouse is another map that I think is just copied from Call of Duty, and it's a lot of fun. Most maps, though, have a very clear strategy to them. For example, Orbit has a clear strategy to just winning any game of free-for-all. If you hang out in the backsides of the map and just wait for people to respawn, it's very, very likely that you'll win whatever match of free-for-all you're playing. Whether it be Mosh Pit or a normal free-for-all or just snipers free-for-all, the spawns are set up in such a way that enemies will spawn in front of you, typically facing away from you, and they simply do not have time to react to the bullets that you were shooting at them. To counter the issues with spawning, the devs have given players temporary invincibility upon respawning. This isn't great, it's not very useful, and honestly it just annoys both the person who just respawned and the people trying to kill someone as they're respawning. If I'm spawn killing someone, I have to essentially hop around and try to dodge bullets like a madman until their invincibility wears off, and then I can shoot them. Overall, the spawns could be reworked in a little bit of a better way. To be honest though, despite these flaws, it's a charming little game. I'm having a lot of fun with it, even if it is completely unbalanced sometimes. It's just such a big juxtaposition compared to something like Call of Duty or X-Defiant to this goofy-ass block game shooter that I can just chill and have a fun time on. If you have Xbox or PC, I recommend getting the game. My username is, of course, The Geek Factor. You can add me as a friend, whatever. I also have an account on Steam. For some reason, you can't link your accounts between consoles. a little bit annoying. My account on Steam is called the Yacht Factor. I have the same skin. I just thought it was a funny name. Anyway, it's just a goofy little fun time waster. Anyway, I'm still working on that Breath of the Wild video. See ya!